Okay, thank you very much, Kabalega TV. Of course, my name, I'm called Fredrick Kusima Makuru. I work with Liberty Broadcasting Services. It is true that Madam Harriet Muhaire Muchope, a wife to Dr. Wilson Muhaire, the family, the entire family, those people are my good friends. We have been so close with them 16 years ago, actually since I came to town. These are people who have known me from the time I was at zero until today. Ajeri some time back went to Dubai. Of course, that's where she normally shops. And I'm one of their good customers, very close to them. And when she flew back, she equally told me, and I was very happy because she had returned safely. In fact, I called them and told them, Ajeri, are you aware that Dubai there is COVID-19? They were like, no, if that is the case, we should go very quickly at home and quarantine ourselves. Now, what happens? Just after 2 days of opening, the entire security team and the entire surveillance team came to them and asked them to have their shop closed and go home. And when they got quarantined at home, at their home inhabitant here, people started talking a lot of things that Adieri Muchope and the entire family had been rushed to Kampala in very critical condition, that they had been diagnosed positive of COVID-19. So there were a lot of anxiety. Adieri interacts with very many people. She's a so loving woman. She's a very caring woman that she has a number of friends. People were calling me. People were even calling me as a media man. And of course they knew I am so close to that Adieri to find out whether she had been taken. As a journalist, I decided when I can't recall the day when I was on air, I was like, no, let me call Adieri and inform her that when I'm in my program, I will connect her live so that she can clarify on what was circulating in public, that herself and the entire family had been taken to Kampala in critical condition. I did that as a responsible journalist. So it was during in my press review that I connected Adieri live through a phone call, that Adieri was able to clarify on some things, that she had been quarantined at home by the district security and surveillance team since she was one of the Dubai returnees, and since it was a condition government had put that whoever had returned from Dubai was supposed to report herself to the authorities, and two, whoever had come from Dubai was supposed to quarantine herself home. Now, she clarified, and she equally told us that by that time, she was not having any sign of COVID-19, and that her blood had been taken, her sample had been taken, and she was waiting for the results. So I think that was my reason, that was my purpose, that was my responsibility as a journalist to clarify on something. Now, after a few days, results came back, and Adieri was confirmed to be COVID-19 positive. I did not actually, of course, these people are my good friends. I can never deny a friend in times of I'm one person who cannot deny my friendship with Adieri and the Muhaires. Much as some people today will not like it, will not associate, even when they got into contact with them. But I'm one person who is responsible, who is understanding, and I'm a responsible citizen. Now what happens? When I heard the ambulance had come to Habitant where they stay to pick her, I drove my motorcycle. In fact, it is Muhaire, Dr. Muhaire, the husband, who called me. By that time, I was in my farm in Kirimbi. I had the other bike of mine. I rode that bike very quickly, and I got the ambulance at the home of Dr. Muhaire when Adieri had already been put inside. Because I had somehow been in touch with the husband. I remember one time we met with the husband, though we did not shake hands, though we did not hug, but I talked to the husband, and that was enough to make a very big threat. So I rushed to that place, hoping that these people, the surveillance team, would equally take my sample, because I love my life like what? I fear death. I have young children. I'm a responsible Ugandan. I have a lot of colleagues at work. I was so much scared of that because of my small interaction with the Muhaire, although we never shook hands. But that was enough to make me a suspect, of course. Dr. Fredrick Kugonza, I pleaded with that team. There was this man called Mr. Christmas. He's the one heading, he's the district lab focal person. He's the one heading those people who are drawing samples from suspected patients. So I pleaded with those people to have my sample taken. Those people told me that in accordance to what I had narrated to them, that one was not putting me at a very big risk to an extent that a sample would be taken. They again explained that they are running short of samples, and currently the government is running short of samples. They could not just waste samples anyhow. I was like, now what do? Do I go at home and quarantine myself? Dr. Fred once told me, no, Fred, let me give you my number. Just keep in touch with me. It is not that whoever meets a COVID-19 patient, they automatically falls sick. In a circumstance that you are telling me you met Dr. Muhanba some time back and it is now almost coming to 2 weeks and you have not yet shown signs, we cannot waste government testing kits to have you tested. And please don't go home and quarantine yourself. Just continue with your work. But the moment you exhibit any signs, please call me immediately. We shall come and help you. So I got back home and started working. But from that time, because people know I'm so close to that family, which is very true, people started calling me, Fred, are you okay? Are you not sick? Blah, blah. Even some of my colleagues at work started becoming hostile to me. They would talk behind my back. But some of the things I do, I would understand. Now, after pleading with those people to have my sample taken, and they were like, we cannot do that, and something which they justified and understood, I had to lobby my way and have my sample taken. Because number one, I equally want life. I don't want death. I know how dangerous COVID-19 is. So that's why I labored and I had to move here and there and have my sample taken. Because of the state of affairs, given the fact that the entire public, they were like, maybe I wanted to kill them. And yet I knew my contact with the Muhanba was not that all worrying. I thought about myself and I was like, no, why do I not take a bold decision and come back home, quarantine myself from work and from the entire public as I wait for my results. So currently, I'm home here. I'm doing my work very well. I'm very strong. I'm very healthy. I have not developed any symptoms of COVID-19. But however, that one does not exonerate me from liability. I still believe I can be a suspect, like everybody outside there is a suspect. The first COVID-19 candidate who was got from here interacted with quite a number of people, and not all of them have been got. And for some of you who are laughing at me, who are calling, who are doing everything, you never know. You might have come into contact with some of those unnamed suspects. So this COVID-19 thing is not a laughing subject. It's not a laughing thing that you call, you laugh, you saw, Muhanba is also quarantined. Nobody has quarantined me. I have quarantined myself as a responsible citizen.